Joining us now is House Intel Committee member Congressman Dan Crenshaw from the great state of Texas. Congressman, it's been an awful 7 years for the Bureau. I'll just ask your reaction to another employee, this one a senior agent responsible for counterintelligence, pleading guilty to helping a Russian oligarch. And he's also got pending charges, oh, by the way, in another jurisdiction. I'll just get your reaction to that as a member of the Intel Committee.
Well, look, as an American, we need the FBI to have a good, solid reputation. We need to be able to trust our FBI as our national law enforcement agency. They do a lot of important work. 99% of the people who work there do extremely important and noble and honorable work in a trustworthy manner. And you've got some bad apples that keep popping up. Now, are we catching them? I guess that's the good news. We're catching them. But the bad news is that it happens, right? The bad news is that it happens. And, you know, especially when it has to do with Russia like this, people lose additional faith in the FBI, especially when, you know, when you look at the years that this was apparently happening, it was happening during the time where everyone was accusing Trump of colluding with the FBI or colluding with Russia. And it's going to make it harder as we reauthorize programs, you know, say like FISA 702. FISA 702 is one of the most important intelligence programs we have. It helps us track fentanyl. It helps us battle the cartels. It helps us battle China. We need this program. We can't have FBI agents engaging in these kind of abuses. You know, it's going to be harder and harder for the public to understand why we need the government to have the authorities that it has. But we need to do a better job vetting these kind of folks before they get to these high-level positions. You know, somebody like Peter Strzok, who I think single-handedly destroyed the FBI's reputation with what his actions were, probably the most guilty out of all of them. You know, his reputation's ruined. He's fired from the FBI, but he's not in jail. And so these things need to be criminal behavior when you completely dismantle the trust of an institution as important as the FBI.
All right, Congressman, you mentioned some words that caught my attention. You're talking about national security. You're talking about trust. You're talking about terrorism, and you put your finger on it. There are surveillance reauthorizations that are up for renewal, either now or soon will be. So what is your sense? What's the current mood of the Congress? And do you sense that the Bureau and the other kind of members of the intelligence community understand the frustration within the public and within members of Congress that this lack of trust may actually jeopardize programs that you need?
Oh, they know it. They are very clear on this. And they're also being very open with us on the Intelligence Committee. They're being very open with members of Congress, a lot of classified briefings showing us exactly what they click on through the software, how they actually do the query searches that they do through FISA. FBI is really the focus of this. Look, when it's not so much the other intelligence agencies, and there's a reason for that. It's because the FBI is a national law enforcement agency, which means they're going to be investigating Americans all the time. That's their job. And so when they use FISA to do that, people's worry is that FISA creates a sort of backdoor for a warrantless search. Now, this gets really complicated, so I don't know how much time we have to really talk about this. They are being very open with us. They have made a lot of changes to how they do things to drastically reduce the mistakes that could possibly be made when improperly searching for an American citizen or an American citizen's information. But when we reauthorize that too, we're looking at changes in law that need to take place. And I think one of those changes, obviously, when you deliberately do something wrong, there needs to be some kind of criminal offense to it as opposed to a fireable offense. That's just one thing I think we need to be looking at.
Thank you for joining us. We touched the surface. We'll go deeper next time, either on your podcast or mine. How's that?
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Let's do it. Thanks for having me, Trey.
Congressman Dan Crenshaw from the great state of Texas. Thank you.